Coming from the entrepreneurial background myself, I was entrepreneurs for the last 12, probably 13 years. I believe the biggest mistake is that you need to focus on the product, not on the investors. Users are the judges, not the VCs. I mean, users judge whether your product is good or not the VCs. And also, you should use the simplest possible tools to roll out as quick as possible and test your idea. And then don't worry about scalability until you actually have the first users. Because many times I see people spend 6 months to a year building as a huge infrastructure, thinking that they're going to have millions of users, but in reality, nobody comes even beyond the registration.
It comes down to building great products, services that people love and are ready to pay for, right? So you increase your chances a lot if you build something that you can show that people like and that they're eventually at least willing to pay for.
Start with a big problem. I mean, once you start looking at your business, it's important to find something that can make it big and is a big problem and is a real problem, something that people are willing to pay money for. And then secondly, starting that, like Denmark, Riga is a very defined, Latvia has a defined space. So thinking globally from the beginning is equally important. Finding something that will scale rapidly out of your home country, so you don't focus on capturing the home markets or the regional markets, because honestly the return on effort in conquering Europe and conquering Baltics is probably the same in terms of that you have to internationalize and you have to find things that works in different markets. So finding a large scale case and getting global from the beginning. Just think of the world as your market. And finding something that will spread quickly and keep down the customer acquisition cost.
You need to have an ambitious plan. You really want to be #1 globally in your own niche market. And also, since we invest mostly in B2B cases, both Baltic and Nordic companies, they tend to have the kind of first pilot customers from the local markets, which is not always the best case.
In the Baltics, I mean, the highest goal is to conquer Latvia, or maybe the Baltics, but it's just a very small market. So it has to be by default global, but it's not in reality. And I think you should be strong enough and kind of brave enough to think global.
Consider your enthusiasm on the negotiations. Again, I get it. Entrepreneurs are just dying to make that first big deal, or for several big deals. And if you come across as too enthusiastic versus simply earnest, calm, and professional, the big player will take advantage of that. Because sometimes enthusiasm comes across as you're desperate. You really need to do this. And again, a big player will smell that, will just know that, and will see it, and may take unfair advantage of that. So be calm, be careful in how you project your enthusiasm.